You smell what The Rock is cooking.
Acknowledge me.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
We are bad to the bone. Get it? Bad to the bone.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I'll fight anybody. Who do you want? Just let me fight him.
Let me tell you something, Jim Ross.
Mega power, yeah. We got it for you.
We are the best of the best.
Woo! Wheeling dealing. Smart marks.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Yo, welcome to another episode of Talking in the Building, pro wrestling podcast that puts the focus on the promo. We talk about the talkers, we hype the hype man, and of course we have to pontificate upon the promo. I'm Adrian. You already know it's no BS coming from me. I'm joined by the rest of the team here. We got Greg out in Atlanta, and we have Out of Lead out in the West Coast. Fellas, how are you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
We're good?
It's a crazy time to be a wrestling fan, bro. Crazy time to be a wrestling fan.
It's a lot going on.
It's too much to balance.
Yeah, definitely. So in this short episode, gentlemen, we're going to do another Dusty review. We've been getting a lot of people who enjoy that, and we're going to keep it going as long as y'all like it. So, like, comment, subscribe. Hell, give us some suggestions of a promo. It doesn't have to be from WWE, AEW. Give us a random promo, and we will review it because that's what we do here at Talking in the Building. So today's promo, gentlemen, we're going to do a Dusty review of probably one of the best things to come out of Monday Night Raw this past week for me. It was kind of a tough watch this past Monday, but this one segment was a true highlight for me. Not just as a wrestling fan, but just as a human. Seeing people experience cool things is always a fun time, and that's what makes this promo so special to me. We're talking about Naomi announcing the pregnancy while somewhat keeping the kayfabe, but we'll talk about that once we start to unpack this promo. But before we get into that Dusty review, I want to talk about this past weekend, WWE, AAA. They had TripleMania. It appears to have been quite the success. I know at certain points that we were watching, I know, Greg, you had mentioned at one point it was, but so many people watching on WWE's channel, live watching it. And I was like, dude, AAA has a YouTube also, and they're showing it too, and they're right up there too. So, in terms of people, fan engagement and all of that stuff, it seemed to be quite the success. It was a fun show, well put together. I know Out of Lead, you said that it was probably one of the most well-produced shows from AAA.
That it was.
As a longtime fan. So let's talk about some of the highlights, or at least who really stood out to you from AAA or this past weekend's AAA show. Out of Lead, I'm gonna go to you first, bro.
Man, I'm going to go straight to it. Aside from production value, and there was some criticism, at least online. I saw like kind of from the Mexican side that it really just felt like WWE took over. Which, let's be real, this is it, right? If it's a production, it's going to look like that. That Bar Doll Battle Royale. I don't think probably since it's just prior to AEW, this is All In. That was probably the last time they had a battle royale that really kept me so invested. Partially because I knew somewhat who was involved. I took a peek, some people that might show up, but it blew the roof off the place. Just the setups, the thoughtful, versus setups that they had up, and down to Omos and Microman, which is hilarious.
Right.
But it was incredibly thought out, and that just goes to show that, a lot of the times these TripleManias can be a little bit of a train wreck, right? Because timing's off. You can go online and find the memes and find past TripleManias. But at its heart, this was just such a well put together piece. It told a story. It got over who it got over, and ultimately, for better or worse, if you're a Lucha Libre fan, one of the luchadores didn't go over. It was Omos who seems to be on an excursion sort of, journey after being in Japan, and
Right.
I think it's great. I think it's great. It was funny. It was emotional.
Mhm.
It was athletic, and everybody got to shine. It's just
Yes.
like any good Royal Rumble. Everybody got their spot. Everybody got their moment.
Mhm.
I popped when I saw Cibernetico. I'm like, dude, I've been doing the
Yes.
scene that I do since
Yes.
the '90s. I'm like,
Right.
when his knees are all, poor guy, they're
Yeah.
busted, but
Yeah, yeah.
he did
But
what he could.
he
He
got
got
his
it in.
little shine.
Oh
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he got it for sure. And I think
Yeah.
that was brilliant because even if you weren't a fan, even if you're not clued into AAA or Lucha
Mhm.
Libre, like you knew that these guys were a big deal. And how many times here on the pod we go back? It's
Mhm.
like it's about presentation. It doesn't matter who's in the ring. If you are presenting someone as a star and giving them the context, shout out to Corey Graves. Hell, even JBL, to be honest, they contextualized everything in a good way. Even JBL as a heel commentator,
Yep.
he would add to it. Conan, obviously Conan's going to be Conan, right?
Right,
He
right.
has every right to be, but really putting it over the top and giving you just enough not to make it boring, not to make it, not to overanalyze it or intellectualize
Mhm.
it, just enough to make you understand. And I think that was brilliant. Everybody did a good job. And for me, there were other highlights of the night, but as
Uh-huh.
far as just for entertainment, that has to be it. Probably one of my favorite things this year.
And I'm glad that you did bring up the commentary table because the addition of JBL was highly scrutinized
Mm,
with the IWC prior to it happening. And I mean, that's what the IWC does. They
of course.
see something, they overreact, and it's JBL was a perfect bridge
Mm.
for Conan and Corey Graves
Mm-hmm.
compared to the last show because all three of us we watched the last AAA WWE show and we could see things brewing with those two, but it seemed off. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Corey Graves is throwing up an alley oop, but Conan's not ready, but he catches it, but he still
Mm-hmm.
scores. It was that awkwardness. JBL was bridging all of that, and it was
Mm-hmm.
perfect. It was so many times because Conan. What I've noticed about Conan on commentary, he wants to get his stuff in. He wants to get his story in. He wants to get his
He
background.
does.
He wants to get his guys over. Those are his
Mm-hmm.
guys. That's his roster. He wants to get them over, but sometimes he can be long-winded. So
Yeah.
they produce him in between events to say, okay, get in a little, but then throw it to JBL so he could go ahead and, throw some gas on it,
Yeah.
throw in that little judge so people can stay engaged, and that's something that JBL did. Great points on that. That was an awesome match. It was fun. It was a fun show. I had so many people that weren't fans of Lucha Libre that weren't watching AAA say like, "Yo, this was a fun show. Overall, top to bottom, fun show." That's a perfect advertisement for AAA. And if you want to go on the business end, that's kind of the intended point
Mm-hmm.
if the dirt sheets are true, whereas WWE wants to get this brand a TV deal, they want AAA to hopefully jump into
Mm-hmm.
this spot. Like it makes sense. It's perfect. But Greg, I want to know
Mm-hmm.
what match or what performer stood out to you from this past weekend?
I mean, so I'm not in the AAA universe per se, right? I very loosely watch AAA. I mean, very loose, right? But I did watch this show because I was intrigued to see what was going to happen, and I was the audience they're looking for, right? That person who you're a wrestling fan, but you may not be totally invested in this. But I will
Right.
say what got me there. One, I would have watched it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But two, what made me really want to watch it were two people,
Okay.
Dominic and El Grande Americano.
That's
Those were the two because I was
so.
just curious. I was honestly wanted to see how the crowd would react. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to see how, that would be. I love that match, but my favorite match was actually the first 6-person match.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
sports entertained
Yeah. Yeah.
thoroughly
Yeah.
throughout that entire thing. It had humor. It had everything AAA Lucha Libre should be.
Mm.
It was like, to me, and we talked about it afterwards. It needs to exist in that little universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Iguana Man, the demon. I mean, all of that to me, I was dying, and it was hilarious. And what's funny is, yes, we have the IWC, but if I saw different streamers popping up on my TikTok and Instagram, and I didn't see not a one not laughing about it.
For
They were
sure.
all like,
For
"This
sure.
this is such a fun show.
Yeah.
This is so that's awesome. This is so much entertainment." And the thing is, like we were talking about, there's over 200,000 people watching at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just pulled it up. It's about 2.5 million have
Nice.
watched the show on WWE,
You're right.
and another 1.5 million
On
on
Triple.
AAA.
Right.
And that's just those two.
You're right.
That's not including highlights or anything else. And to me, it was a successful show. But the true highlight of the entire show, 6 matches. We didn't try to cram down
Didn't overdo
15. We've been to shows at a Lucha here in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Like,
shout out to the homie.
that may
He's the one who
have
books that.
13 different matches.
Right.
And we've seen these other shows in the past that have had so many matches. They try to cram so much into it. And I think that's one of the things that's the new WWE mantra, it seems like. And I think it has bled over here that less is more.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
By the end of that show, I was kind of left like, man, if there's another match, I'd be cool with that. But I wasn't burned out. And the other thing that I paid attention to, so my son, as you know, is a casual fan, very casual. Like, Iguana Man sucked him in, and he's on his phone, like he's not looking. He looked, he's like, wait, what? Omos and Microman sucked him in. He was like, oh my God, that was hilarious. Like, it's true laugh out loud moments.
For sure.
And to me, the show was such a success. And I love the fact that while, there's some criticism, you brought the WWE guys in, but they were over.
Right.
And that crowd could have crapped on them. That crowd truly could have crapped on them, and they did not. Dominic, they didn't know what to do. When AJ came out, it was like, I love AJ's here, but they wanted Dominic to win so bad. And it was like, man, this is so good. It was I just enjoyed the show top to bottom.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed the entire show, but I'm going to keep it real, guys. El Grande Americano.
That entrance, bro.
Chef's kiss. Chad Gable, shout out to you. But my brother in Christ, I gotta be real with you, man. That gimmick's gone. That is no longer your gimmick. That is no longer your gimmick, man. My guy Ludwig has pretty much debunked that. He's like, that's my gimmick, punk. Like, when Chad comes back, he will be Chad Gable. I don't see him returning to be that character because that entrance, him sing, dog. When he was singing, I popped for that. Working in kitchens, I've worked in kitchens.
You would know.
I've been to parties thrown by Mexicans playing that.
Oh yeah,
with substances flying around everywhere and people crying and all that. That is one of those. That is one of those songs, man. And I was just like, yo, he's not singing this word for word. And he knocked it out. And he had the crowd in the palm of his hand. He cooked, man. He cooked. That was an awesome show. I don't even want to make this whole podcast. We could easily make this episode about that show and just how successful elements were. It was elements of action, comedy, all of that stuff. It was a perfectly well-rounded show, perfect advertisement for any of these networks looking to add some kind of wrestling to there. So,
And I gotta say this one other thing about this that I love about what they're doing. It's creating a territory system where Omos can go there.
Yes.
Yeah.
A Natty can go there, reinvent herself, and they don't have to come back. Like Natty doesn't have to come back even with this thing. Like she can just go there and exist, in that area. Lola Vice. I mean, you got people who can just go in here, be a different person, go have fun, work somewhere else, learn a new hold, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you come back to the main roster, cool. If you don't, cool. But you have a spot.
Yeah.
And with the type of roster they have now, it's so deep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's
so
almost
deep.
unfair. It's
it is.
honestly almost unfair.
It's the deepest roster of all time.
Yeah.
And now you're taking some of these guys from AAA who've gotten crazy over and sprinkling them in too.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, what you're doing right now, the true universe you're creating,
Right.
unbelievable.
And
unbelievable. And it keeps it fresh.
Right.
It's
Definitely.
back in for the longest time, my biggest complaint about Attitude Era and the ruthless aggression era,
Mm-hmm.
you overdosed.
Mm-hmm.
You got to the point like, how many more times do I see Austin? How many more times do I see Rock? Oh, Cena's on my TV again. Oh, here's Orton again. Here's Edge again. You could literally have guys not show up for 3 or 4 weeks, and you'd be like, I kind of miss them, but now I'm not missing the star power.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you have so much true superstar power on this roster right now.
But when you say that too, you think it makes me think of matchups because you're saying you're keeping things fresh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otis and Pimpinella, Pimpi,
that
dude,
was a moment.
Like
was fun.
I knew I got spoiled that she was gonna be there or anything, but it was great. It was like you didn't need a lot, like this is it. This is a character. This is Otis. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And in a couple seconds, and it works. And the crowd favorite, Pipinella forever has been a crowd favorite. And those are the kind of crossover things that I'm like, if they can incubate it, like Greg said, if they can bring over folks and give them that extended run, whether it's an almost or like a legend like Natty, man, what more could you ask for, right? And then if you get on TV, what better? Which that seems to be the play here. It's like if you're going to spread the rest of WWE across 5 programs or 5 apps, like why not throw another one here?
That's a fact.
I mean, think about the ending of that show. The fact that you could take Dominic and AJ's feud and just have it exist in AAA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As opposed to having it sprinkled in and say, oh, I cost you this match. Now I cost you this title at AAA.
Right.
And that feud is now AAA. And people will lose their crap that AJ and Dominic wrestle there and not on Raw, not on a PLE. And, I mean, to me, it's just it. And then vice versa, right? You could take Iguana and throw him over on
which they have, they're doing that. He's consistent. I mean, they're throwing him randomly on SmackDowns, and he's getting over with the crowd.
Right.
He is fully a WWE superstar.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and I love it. I love the fact that people are embracing it, and I think it's finally the right time. This would not have worked 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
No.
But now, because of the mainstream attention, and I'll be straight up, I think because of how they're treating what we've referred to, or I've definitely referred to as the new kayfabe, with being very transparent of, hey, we are entertainment, we are this, we are that, and these new characters coming in, people embracing it, like, man, yo, you got to check out this Mr. Iguana, he's hilarious. I mean, that type of
it's
thing.
Getting over with casuals. Like I'm having people who are former fans, lapsed wrestling fans, sending me messages on Instagram, sending me messages on Facebook Messenger, like, yo, have you seen this? This is ridiculous, right? And I'm like, dude, you got to watch it. It's funny, da-da-da. Like, it's the perfect opportunity for AAA to have like a TV contract. Like they're setting them up perfectly. And before we head out of this, think about them in terms of merchandise. Think about in terms of toys, like all of
the action figure line.
All of those action figures are going to be fire. All of them are going to be bangers, and people are going to want those. Lucha masks, like that's simple marketing, and WWE is taking advantage of that. It's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. TKO's cooking.
$100 for the Demonito puppet already. 100 bones.
Face value, $100.
Bingo.
And it'll fly off the shelves.
That's it. That's what it's about. Fly. All right. Let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts on TripleMania? Which guys or gals stood out to you? And are you interested in seeing them on the main roster? Let us know. All right, guys, it's time to jump into this review. It happened this past Monday.
Naomi, I feel like I could speak on behalf of everybody in this building tonight. We are so happy for you. Congratulations.
Look at that face change. Like her face turns up.
The scowl.
Right.
You know what, Adam? I bet you are happy for me. I bet you are. But you know what? This ain't my first time relinquishing a title. I handed it back the first time, but this time I ain't handing you shit.
Shout out to Netflix.
Yeah. My hormones are jumping like a disco. This ain't the time nor place. So I advise you to get the hell out of my face. Get the step in. Go. Get out of here. I'm going. Nah.
That laugh, man.
Yeah.
I hope you're tripping them church shoes too. Thank you. You know what? All the women back there in the locker room, y'all should be thinking one person. One person. Should be thanking Big Jim, because without him, y'all know y'all wouldn't have a chance to take this title off of me. I was about to walk y'all like a dog all year long.
Talk.
I was gonna put you heifers in the ground.
Talk your talk.
But thanks to Big Jim, he like to Netflix and chill, if you know what I mean.
Nice.
Hey.
You gotta lock in.
On the bright side, I guess the bloodline continues, baby! So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lay my title down right here. My custom title.
Baby Uso. Appropriate.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna leave my title here. And I'm gonna give you heifers 9 months and some change to do whatever you wanna do with my title. And even if I gotta come back, breastfeeding with my baby in my arm.
Just look.
I'm coming back to pick up where I left off. And whoever has that title when I do, I strongly advise you to proceed with caution.
Normally when it comes to these kind of promos or these segments where the performer is walking away for a little bit, obviously that's normally a pretty sad moment. This was completely the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the emotions. I enjoyed seeing that fan dress cosplaying as Naomi. That's pretty damn cool. But Greg, I want to go to you first, man. I want to ask you, what are your initial thoughts about this segment as a whole? And hell, you're the resident dad of the podcast, so I mean, you know these feelings of fatherhood and the surprise of all that stuff.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about it was not traditional.
Right.
Like normally it's the, oh, good job, that's awesome, you're pregnant. I know, congratulations, everything's wonderful. And then of course, Adam Pearce comes out. It's like, wonderful job. Here, hand me the title, and you just shake your hand. No, we didn't do that, and I love that because let me back up for a second. I thought Naomi, once she kind of turned and then got beat, I'm like, oh, she's just gonna fade off into the to the oblivion, and she didn't. And actually, her star rose, and I was like, man, she truly rose to the occasion with this new proceed with caution, if you will. And this right here almost is gonna play. It goes back to the whole embarrassment of riches. Like every time somebody has left for a bit, they've come back bigger. Think about Liv. Think about Rhea. They've all come back bigger, and she's going to come back. How she left that was like with the little twinge of her craziness, a little bit of, oh, somebody's going to have this.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Acknowledging the baby. Like I don't care if I got the baby in my arms. I'm gonna whoop you, and I'm gonna take this belt back. And I just love that part. And I love the fact of how she kind of danced the line of real and kayfabe.
Yes.
But there's so many elements of this promo that I sat back and I'm like, damn, this is so genius, y'all. Part we didn't watch, but the fact that they cut out Stephanie's podcast from the real podcast, and cross promoted the podcast, put the podcast on TV. So there's that, right? Let's don't get it twisted. We cross promoted.
Yep.
We blurred the lines, even though everybody knew she was already, with Uso. We blurred those lines. Acknowledged that again. We haven't acknowledged that for a while. Kind of bled into Bloodline. Bled into the line of Netflix and chill. I mean, it's all these little things
synergy.
throughout this whole
Corporate
piece,
synergy.
right?
Shout out to Netflix.
100%, dude. But it flowed, and I loved her ending. Do I think there's some hiccups throughout? Oh, 100%. But overall, she nailed it.
Yeah.
And she has grown so much in this promo department.
She really has, man. She really has. You can tell she's having fun with this character. You can tell she's having fun with this character. It's a lot more natural. And like you said, it's not a perfectly, she's bumping and stumbling a couple times, but that's how we talk. We bump and stumble when we're talking, especially at an emotional time. So, Adelie, man, I want to know what's your outlook for Naomi? Obviously, 9 months and some change, as she said. What's your outlook for Naomi? Her return? We're already booking her return right now, which is insane.
Man, I'm going to start with this and lead to answering your question on that end. Greg, we're mentioning these stumbling and bumbling in the grand scheme of, to me, this is a capstone promo. This is the culmination of a phase of her career. We can go back, Greg, off air, we were talking about, we could spend a whole episode talking about her progression and how she got to this point, right?
Absolutely.
But this is a capstone. This is, okay, here it is. Here's the pinnacle of where I've been in the pro wrestling business. And she's the veteran. We're talking Funkadactyls to now. I mean, that is obscenely drastic.
Crazy.
Right?
Yep.
So when you talk about that and you look at this promo, even though there are some, small hiccups because she's pausing and she's bashful, but she's trying to, mask it with the character again.
Right.
It's endearing. I don't see it as a fault.
No.
It almost makes a promo better.
Yes.
Because we are blurring the line, because we are saying, yes, we know you're still the character, but we know that in there is still that Naomi that we knew, 15 years ago that was coming up and we saw was talented. We saw had, a sparkle of fire and is here now and is main eventing and is closing out a Raw on Netflix. Like, put that together. Raw on Netflix closing out, right? Naomi, like, you talk about that. That doesn't click 15 years ago. So when we're talking about a return and what that looks like, if I'm booking the territory, we're creating a next superstar in the division, right? If we do it right, this is going to be in the line of a Rhea. This is going to be a line of a Liv. I mean, maybe Becky's, when she left for pregnancy, didn't quite have the same return, but by then she was a made woman. Naomi is just getting there.
Right.
She this is going to be her moment to shine. And what's most key here is what we talked about. The other is Liv came back and made that name for herself, right? Becky was a made woman. We're going to come back with the expectation that WWE is going to create such an environment, such a storyline, or such an angle that they will be forced, their hand will be forced by the audience to create a moment where we finally see that breakthrough, that true breakthrough where she has a real strong run with the title, or who knows, maybe she comes in and cashes in at some point when we least suspect it, right? Because that seems to be a very modern WWE thing to do right now. Sky's the limit. I mean, she's just getting started as far as I'm concerned. She's on first base on this like superstar journey.
No, it's an awesome thing. Like we've all said, when it comes to these promos, normally they're a little bit more somber. Normally it's a little more emotional on the sad end. We're not going to see you for a while. People were genuinely excited for her.
Right.
We're all excited for her, their family. The bloodline is expanded. She even made a joke of. I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, it was awesome. It was an awesome moment, as not just as a pro wrestling fan, but as a human. That was an awesome thing to be a part of, like that kind of announcement. But I will say, even though they did announce Becky did announce her pregnancy back then, and that was under Vince's rule or
during
Vince's
COVID,
direction.
too.
Yeah. This just really does give me the feeling, maybe I'm just being an optimistic wrestling fan, but it really gives you a feeling that this is truly a different direction that company is going under, where we're balancing the line of kayfabe and we're actually addressing something like that, but not in a you're pregnant, go away, as we've experienced in the past. I mean, we've all heard women of WWE or pro wrestling in general. Let's not just put it on WWE. Pro wrestling in general, being pregnant or getting pregnant was not an option. It was no, you don't
knell for your career.
Yeah, exactly. And it just, again, that maybe that's just me with some shades on from it just happening Monday and just the positive feeling that it gave me. It kind of gives me the feeling that, hey, this company is actually trying to handle people like humans somewhat, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's just the emotion that I got from that, because in the past we wouldn't have seen that 5 years ago. We wouldn't have.
No, but I think it's the way the world has changed too. I think part of it is we are entertainment, but we're blurring that line more than ever. But we're not just blurring the line; we're being straight up. Because I can't really remember Becky's announcement, but it wasn't as in your face that it was Seth. Like, we knew it, but this was like, it's Jimmy.
That's true.
This is Uso. Even though you guys not on screen together, any of that kind of stuff, you kind of kept that Seth thing over here. And even now, while people know it, it's not in your face. You know what I mean? This was like, hey, this could be part of the bloodline. This is the announcement with Jimmy, with Stephanie. That whole thing is just different.
Yeah.
But it's been a transition. If you think about it, I don't remember prior to Karma / Kong anybody ever coming to the ring and announcing the
I don't. I honestly, I was trying to think about the past, because me even thinking about making this statement on the pod, I was like, man, maybe somebody in the past did make that announcement. I don't remember that. I don't remember
Kong's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, she's literally her and Becky are the only two examples of that announcement happening.
AEW Ruby Soho,
Ruby,
but it was
that's a good
on a much smaller scale, you know.
Right.
No, but still, that's like recent, right? The prior, and now Karma was a while back,
Mm-hmm.
but that was
Right.
the first time I remember that happening. I always felt, honestly, I gave the company respect at the time. Like, whoa, she broke total character. Because if you
Right.
remember, she had not said
Yeah.
a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of said, hey, go out there, do your thing, say what you got to say. And of course, unfortunately, her career derailed based on, some other stuff happening. But
Right.
it was like, whoa, that could have turned into something, right? And
Mhm.
now you fast forward to now, this could turn into something huge.
Definitely.
And because she's right there on the cusp of a new character, of everything else. But think about her journey, y'all. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you said, Funkadactyl, to just kind of being lost, to being, okay, I
Mhm.
found something with this glow thing,
Mm-hmm.
to all
Right.
of a sudden I'm in TNA. I'm a
Man,
TNA
what a way to
champion.
bet on
Her
yourself, man.
walking away from the company, her quitting.
Yeah.
Her quitting. That
Yes.
in most years or
Right.
most eras would have been it.
Yes.
We
Easy
wouldn't have seen
paycheck,
her
right?
anymore.
Stick around.
Yeah.
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 It's
Quitting,
crazy.
going and betting on yourself, and coming back
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way anybody can look at her and say, oh, she's not better for going to TNA.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I mean, everything about it. She was there to sink or swim, and she sank a few times. Let's don't get it twisted. There's a few promos and some stuff she did that was like, oh, I don't know if
Yeah.
she can handle this by
Right.
herself. And then she stepped up, and I think you're seeing now the benefits of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then having this derailment, I hate to say it that way, but derailment from a in ring
From the right.
perspective. Um, wonderful life experiences she's going to have, all of that. When she comes back, I mean, it's one of those things
It's
that
gonna be a monster,
she's
Yeah,
dude.
going to be a
Oh my
huge star,
gosh.
a
Yeah.
much bigger star by being gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's awesome, man. It's an awesome moment. Congratulations to her and Jimmy. We're all super excited for him. But fellas, let's get to our Dusty reviews. Folks, we go from a scale of 1 to 5 Dusties to determine how great that promo was or how lackluster it was. And ultimately, did it talk you into the building is the question, obviously. So, Adelaide, I want to go to you first. 1 to 5 Dusties, what are we giving this promo?
I'm gonna be straight out and honest as possible. I'm gonna get it 4 Dusties.
Nice.
And the reason for that is purely because I think she has so much to show us that she hasn't shown us yet. I think this is a moment in time. This is, lightning in a bottle, but I think we haven't seen the full scope of what she's capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm really excited to see her, in about a year at full strength, with a new kind of renewed energy. But for me, it was, a promo that touches on the heartstrings and really makes you root for her, even though she has this heel character that is amazing to enjoy. But really, yeah, it's a 4 with really high hopes and well wishes and expectations.
Love it. Greg, how many?
I'm right between 3.5 and 4, so I'm in that area.
Okay.
Just because there were the stumbles, did it totally talk me into the building? It made me very curious as to where we're going next, right?
Right.
And I'm not somebody who wants to polish promo, but I did feel like there's some disjointedness at times, and she allowed the crowd to kind of dictate a few things. So if I'm nitpicking, which that's what I'm doing, and that's what we're supposed to do, y'all.
Supposed to do.
That's
Right.
what I'm here to do. I'm here to nitpick,
Yeah.
and nitpicking. I mean, there's just a few things that when she kind of transitioned into that heel part, when she kicked Pierce out, I felt like she could have gone a little bit more deeper into that heel persona or that crazy persona. So that's the only reason I'm like, I don't want to go quite to a 4.
Okay. All right. I'm giving it 5, gentlemen. I've already said from the jump, maybe I got the goggles on, maybe, I got my WWE I'm an e-drone for today for today's episode. I'm an e-drone. I don't care. I'm giving it 5 because
what's in that cup you got over there?
Exactly. No. Hey, shout out to the prisoner. Terrific wine, ladies and gentlemen. I shouldn't shout them out because they're not a sponsor just yet. But I'm giving it 5 Dusties because, in my opinion, this is not only the new kayfabe where we're doing this delicate dance this delicate dance in between what's real, what's not real. We're throwing out a couple jokes to pop the crowd, but at the same point, we're continuing with our character by making fun of our GM. And it's not even of the aspect of Naomi being a comedy character or a comedic character. She's just a heel that tends to be funny sometimes, and that's what her character was. I love the fact that, she obviously acknowledged Big Jim being into Netflix and chill, corporate synergy, bonus points from there. I know Netflix sponsors were like, all right, cool, she's on board. And just the fact that this is the one time we saw that custom belt, that proceed with caution championship belt, and she puts it down and she tells him like, yo, I don't care what any of y'all do for the next 9 and some change. When I come back, this is my belt. That talks me as a wrestling fan, as a viewer, into the building, because I can't wait to see when she comes back. Does she come back at the Rumble as a surprise entrant? Not this year, obviously, because math, but does she come back to the next Rumble? Does she just randomly pop up when, say, Bianca's champion or Jade is a champion? Like, it's so many different ways that we can go here, because we were supposed to see her, Stephanie Vacour, in Paris. What if Stephanie is champion? And now Naomi's coming back, and I was supposed to face you. I was supposed to beat you in Paris. It's that kind of intrigue. So for me, the job has been done. You have talked me into the building. Peace and blessings to her and their family, and them extending the bloodline by one. 5 Dussies from me, man. 5 Dussies. Yeah. All right. Well, fellas, this was a fun recording. Folks, if this is your first time checking us out, obviously go to intothebuilding.com. Check the back catalog. We got plenty of Dusty reviews where we do promos, not just from WWE, but AEW. We've done a couple indies. We've done everyone. We try to touch on anything and everything happening in pro wrestling. And of course, we have full episodes where we do deep dives. We do historical deep dives. We do current stuff. We do retrospectives of some of our favorite wrestlers. We just dropped the R-Truth episode that was really fun, really engaging. I think y'all would enjoy it. So once again, like, comment, subscribe. Go to intothebuilding.com. I'm Adrian. I'm joined, as always, by my brothers, Adelaide and Greg. And we'll see you guys.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.